Hi, welcome to Pamela's Tarot Tales. I wanted to do a walkthrough of a Yogic Path Oracle by Sahara Rose and illustrations by Danielle Noel. This just arrived yesterday on September 3rd, 2019. And I have opened it. I've looked through it a little bit, and I just wanted to kind of do a walkthrough because it's brand new and it was a pre-order on Amazon. So it has the sleeve. And I'm trying a new setup for you guys. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but this is a big box. It's kind of like the Wild Unknown mass market edition that comes in the big box with the book and the... But it's a beautiful hard box with these embossed gold. It's a Yogic Path. Magnetic, and here's the book. So I'm going to set this aside and inside the box there's a pull tab ribbon, and you've got another hard box for the cards. You've got an embossing there. You've got this little cardboard insert that comes out if you like, but I like it to hold the things. And then it says, may these cards bridge you to your highest self. So I'm going to set that out of the way. That's the back of the box. On the back of the sleeve, it says it's a 54 card deck. Steeped in the wisdom of the Vedas, the ancient yet visionary deck is a tool to access your yogic intuition. Illuminated by ethereal artwork, the cards provide insight into your present and guidance for the future, connecting you to your inner wisdom and unlocking a deeper understanding of self. And then it tells a little bit about the creators. Okay. This is the guidebook. I'm hoping this angle is okay. Maybe I can... There, that's a little better. It's got the gold reflection. I think you can see that there. And it's beautiful. Now this is one of those... It's not a paper, not a hard, but, you know. The guidebook... Let's see... I'm not sure I'm liking this setup here. But anyway, is full color. It is, I'll go through this in a second, but there's 2 index pages, and this is one thing that I think is really cool because it breaks it down sequentially, or how they have it. So there is a system to this deck. It has cards that they've determined by spirituality, Ayurvedic, chakras, yoga, and deities. And these are all in the Vedic tradition. And then they have it listed, the contents alphabetically, so that, because none of the cards are numbered, and I'll show that in a minute. So they have it in index alphabetically because the book is structured how they have it sequentially. So that's actually really smart because that's something that I think would be really frustrating. And then I'm not going to go into reading all this stuff in the book, but there is a really nice introduction. I've read a good chunk of it. I've read all the introduction. I'm reading through the cards now to get more information, but it's full color. And like I said, it is color-coded. And what I mean is, so this first few pages have beautiful colors. And then there is the orange for the spirituality. And it's labeled, like when we get into the cards, spirituality. And so all the pages are this peachy color. And you can see on the sides. And then there is Ayurveda is in this beautiful purpley pinkish color. And the chakras are in this beautiful light green. And yoga. Well, I guess the yoga is a little bit more green. The chakras are a little bit more blue. So this one's more minty, if you can see that, for the yogas. The deities are in this golden color. And yeah, that is all of them. And then there's about the author and about the artist on the back. So you can check out all of that information in acknowledgments if you get the book or get this deck, and some more image credits. So anyway, so in the introduction, it gives you a little bit about Sahara Rose down here. And then it just talks about what yoga is and what people think it is. And I'll kind of frame it so you can see if you want to pause it and read it, if you want to get an idea for the writing. There, that should get it. But it's it's an easy read. Understanding the deck, so it gives you some information about this deck. It gives you a little bit of information about the Vedas, the knowledge, and how to really understand this deck for you, and by breaking down these systems. So talking about Ayurveda, talking about the chakras, talking about the deities, and to give you a little bit of background information. Now, it's not super in depth. It's kind of an overview. It feels well intentioned. It definitely, and it talks about the doshas because those are in here as well. So it's pretty thin on information, but it's a great, if this is part of your practice, this is part of your spirituality and faith, and this is part of your pantheon, basically, it's a good way to work with this information and learn about it as well. So it's a good intro, as well as for somebody, I think, that knows a bit more and wants to study more, can go to outside resources. But it talks about how to ask questions in relationship to this specific deck, saying that what and how questions are best, and that's generally true, but it says where questions won't work with this deck, because it's always going to be in your consciousness. So this is about consciousness and higher self-awareness and enlightenment and finding the path to that using a tool. And when questions aren't going to work because time doesn't exist. So I think that's in the context of this study, doesn't exist. So I think that's interesting. And then she goes a little bit into working with the cards, preparing the deck, just some stuff that I think is important, but we all have our own way of working with that information. So if you don't have a practice, this is a good intro, a good way to work with it, and to have mindfulness being brought to your practice. And a lot of that those principles are important when you're working with this type of deck, in my opinion. So, and it's just beautiful. It's a stunning book. So it goes through the cards, has full color on each card. It has a keyword underneath the title. It has the upright and then reversed. And she does talk about using reversals and that being shadow and how it's important for both and for unity. And it's, as I'm reading through, I haven't really read through all of them. I've only read through a few of them. And it's pretty synthesized, I will say. Again, it's a good way to dive in and to look at things and to learn about this. And or if you already know a lot of this information, then it's just kind of a good overview. And I wouldn't expect the deck to really dive in deep to all of this information because it's so much and it's a lifetime of learning. But I really do like that there is the information that's written there is pretty good. So anyway, that's the book. And let's get to the cards. Oops. All right. All right. So here's the box. It's got that reflection, gold, gilding type thing. Double-sided box. And gold on the back. Pull ribbon. And your embossing in the center. So these are in order of how they were sent. Let's see, hopefully this angle, I'm not loving this new setup, but we're trying. So hopefully I'm not making you dizzy with all the changes. There. And hopefully you can see this. I'll hold them up as well. But they're in the order that they came shipped. They are in alphabetical order. So, and then the backs, they are reversible, if that's important for you, if you're going to use reversals with Oracle decks. And which I love a reversible back. If I'm going to use reversals, I prefer a reversible back. So I'm going to just walk through Ahimsa is do no harm. And I won't go through all the meanings of them because I don't know all of them yet. I do, because this is in my pantheon of what I practice spiritually, I do know some of them. So I'm excited to learn from them. This is one of the chakra cards, the heart chakra. Another chakra card. Hopefully you can see them. I do have the window curtains open, so hopefully it's not too blown out. Asana. So there's no numbers and there's no keywords other than the title. And they are borderless. Bhakti. And I did read in the guidebook that they addressed, they decided to use the statue images of, the statues of the gods. And they talk a little bit about why, but they use them from a specific source and to honor that tradition and to not take away from it or to change it, but to really honor and steep in that tradition. And statues that are blessed like that are considered living statues, living beings, so embodied with that energies. The Buddha, Buddhi, inner wisdom. Dharma. Wow. Durga. I do wish, I don't think Danvantri is in here. I do wish Don Vontry was in here. Yeah, I do wish. Let's see. Don Vontry was in here. I think most of the common ones are in here, but I do wish that one was in there for the God of health and healing and wellness. And because I work with Don Vontry a good bit. Anyway, this is a beautiful Ganesha. I love this Hanuman. Kali. Love this Kali card. Kapha. Karma. Krishna. Kriya. Kundalini. Lakshmi. I'm not familiar with this one. Hara. Root chakra. Niyamas. Pitta. Which is interesting. I'm looking forward to reading a little bit about this one because I'm very, very Pitta. And Pitta is fire. So it's interesting, curious. I would think it'd be more fire oriented, more reds and oranges. But excuse me, I'm interested to see how this plays in, what they say about it. In the guidebook, she doesn't really go into design choices or artwork or symbolism. It gives more of an overview of the concepts. The prana. Pranayama. Rajas, one of the gunas. What a pretty card. Feels apt for samadhi. Saraswati. Shiva. Oh, I like this Shiva card. Sita. Tapas. Another one of the Gunas. Tapas. Another Guna. There are 3. Vata is air for one of the doshas. And I'll have to sit with these for sure, but they are beautiful. The Shuddha. All right. Those are the cards for a Yogic Path by Sahara Rose and Danielle Noel. Thanks for joining.